guys, I'm back with another video, and you might be knowing that or seeing a different angle. And that's the reason behind that is because I got this, which I haven't shown you on camera. Just got it yesterday. And yesterday meaning April 16th, and I looked down at my computer, laptop computer that's right here, and you should figure why, or you should know why by the title of this video. But I got yesterday, the 16th of April of 2022, a professional LED light and microphone. Now I do already had a like a podcasting mic, which I'll grab that right now. I do have this mic, which is currently the cord's unwrapped right at the moment. But I could use this mic, but knowing how long this cord is right here, and you probably can tell that it's pretty long on how long I'm getting away from the camera to show you. But knowing how long or how far the light here that I'm looking at has to be away from me, along with the background, in order for me to record. Unless I'm going to record a video with guys like Gregor Kramer, Patrick Porter, the DVD Freak, Rick Del Santo, Dan the Beast, DVD Freak, whoever, or whoever else that is. Let me lay this down. It might be on Skype, that is. Then I would have, because I'm currently using the rear view camera on my phone to record in 4K quality, because the front camera will not allow me to record in 4K. It will allow me to record in HD, but not 4K. But getting into the actual video, and I'm going to go over 50 questions about wrestling. And I will put the link to the website where I got these questions. But they give their take on each question, but I'm gonna give my take on each question, and I'm gonna give you. Some of these questions might be short answers. They might be long answers. I'm not for sure, but it's probably at least the 3-minute mark, if not 4-minute mark, already in the video. But occasionally I will have to be taking a drink of water that I have down below, and of course I will have to be looking down below to be able to read the question. And I'm sorry that I would have to take a breather or a drink of water occasionally, because of me talking. And you might be seeing a wireless mouse in my hand. That's because of how far I would have to bend down to reach my laptop to scroll down. It would be easier just to use a wireless mouse. But like I said, the link for this website that I got these questions off or from will be in the description down below. And tell me what your take is on any of these questions down in the comment section down below. Which the description is titled 50 Questions About Wrestling. So I just thought I'll title this video the same as the article. And of course, I only can do 3 questions at a time. So I will be picking up putting down the wireless mouse and picking it back up every so often after I answer the 3 questions. First question: what got you into wrestling? Which I answered this question back about a year and a half ago on 6 questions, and I basically I said what got me into wrestling is basically my father. When I was growing up, my father always had wrestling on, which at that time was the Attitude Era, and what helped me get into wrestling was the Attitude Era, was the WWF, and mainly Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. That was the top 2 favorite at that time. And with their character and everything, just got me really interested. And what helped me get into a little bit further is what happened in March of 2006, which I will not get into that on the channel. It's something I'm not willing to discuss on this channel. Maybe I might personally talk about it off camera with somebody, but I will not talk to say it while in a recording. But I will say about that incident in March of 2006 that it was very tragic for me, which and along with life changing. And if I didn't have wrestling, then I wouldn't be doing YouTube today, let alone being alive. But let me get into the next question on the article. What is your favorite wrestling promotion? Now, depends on what they mean by what's your favorite wrestling promotion. If they want to know what your favorite wrestling promotion of all time, which it does not say of all time, which you can double check that yourself by going to the or reading the question that in the article. That's the link is down in the description. But I'm gonna give you currently, and that's AEW, All Elite Wrestling. Because I think right now All Elite Wrestling is putting on the best product possible in the world right now, in my opinion. Now, and again, this is my opinion. You might share the same opinion. In my opinion, WWE, you can't even say it's in the running. For the best product. I'll admit that WWE is getting more viewers per week. It has a better, and what I mean by that is, if you go by the rating, the weekly rating, each show has a better rating than, or for WWE, has is better than AEW, Dynamite, or Rampage, because Dynamite or AEW can't seem to get over 1.1. Do I wish they can? Yes, but they would need to try to add a little more entertainment in it, in my opinion. Now, am I saying that they should kill the wrestling part of it, like WWE did? No. What I think it should be, have it more where it's, because right now I see 100% wrestling, or about wrestling. in AEW. What it needs to be is at least 15% entertainment and at least 85% wrestling. If not 25% entertainment and 75% wrestling. Try to bring that entertainment aspect in to try to draw some of the people from WWE over, or I should say some of the fans over from WWE to AEW. Then you have that new fan base. Well, you probably have to draw some of the old ones out, or drive some of the old ones away. Yes, you will. But you will not. You probably will gain a whole lot more of what you're losing. Going to the third one, favorite male wrestler of all time. Well, if you've been watching this channel for a while now, you'll know my favorite wrestler of all time, despite my shirt right now, is Owen Hart. Which AEW is doing an Owen Hart Cup tournament. And they're currently doing qualifying matches for said tournament. That's going to be starting May 9th or May 11th. I'm not sure exactly which date it is. Which the finals for that tournament will be on May 29th at AEW Double or Nothing. But Owen was this unique wrestler, which he never really wanted to become a wrestler at all. He'd rather been at home with his family, spending time with them, instead of being on the road away from them. And he was just this amazing wrestler that, in my opinion, the nickname that his older brother Brett had, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. That's Owen, not Brett. Because if you just look at his overall in-ring skills, it was just so much better than Brett, in my opinion. And Owen's just a better human being than Brett. No disrespect to Brett, but he's just a better human being than Brett. Because Owen would absolutely do anything for anyone that he could. He would, if he was sit around, or just look at you and know that something's up and say, "Are you okay? Can I help?" And that especially comes from Triple H. On Owen Heart of Gold. Check out that DVD, and you'll watch the documentary, watch the matches, and tell me you would entirely disagree. Now, I ain't saying that you can't have a favorite wrestler, but you can understand why he's my favorite wrestler. That's all I'm asking, is you try to understand why Owen's my favorite wrestler. Going to the next question, which I'll have to take a drink right quick. And the next question is basically the same question as the last, but this one is female, not male. Which is the question is favorite female wrestler. Last one was male. This one is female. Now, I would have said my favorite wrestler is Becky Lynch, but that was when I was watching WWE. now it's kind of transitioned. My favorite wrestler of all time would have to be Lita. She was just this charismatic wrestler that was also high flying and that can mimic just about any move that she saw. And if you really look at uh, her career, her early on in her career, starting with and I'm referring to at the beginning of her career in the WWF/E now. They put her with this wrestler I forget his name, uh, but it was just this Mexican wrestler that they put him with. You can easily look it up and be able to find it. Uh, and they asked her to do mimic his moonsault and do it right after his matches. And she did it identical to his moonsault. And every time you see her do the Lita salt, it's his moonsault. It's the same thing with like the Twist of Fate of the Hardy Boys. Perfected it. Is that a perfect example? And for what I hear, she is this amazing person that you can get that can get along with anybody. Yes, she had this personal tragedy in 2005, because at the time, for in between like 2000, 2001-ish to 2005, Lita, Amy Dumas, was real life boyfriend was Matt Hardy. And Matt was injured at the time, and she started hanging out and traveling with Adam Copeland, my second favorite wrestler of all time, Edge. And and Edge was married at the time, and they realized that they had a connection going on. Well, they wound up seeing each other behind their dating partner back. And Matt went downstairs and heard a voicemail from Edge about the chin. You probably can look it up and find the whole story. But now they're friends. Again, which Edge was friends with Matt anyway. Before that, just Matt blew it out of proportion. But let's actually get into the next question, which is the next two questions. It's basically the same question. It's just asking, is the same as the last two, male and female. The next question is favorite current male wrestler. Well, now, to explain my situation here, I'm going to have to give you my top 5 wrestlers of all time. Like I said earlier, or a little bit earlier, my favorite of all time is Owen Hart. And like I just said, talking about Lita, my second of all time is Edge. Third is Eddie Guerrero. Fourth is Sting. Fifth is Brian Pillman. So since Sting is on the AEW roster as a wrestler, not a coach, or a producer, or anything else besides a wrestler, it would have to be Sting. And current favorite or female wrestler, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Getting into the next question, favorite theme song. My favorite theme song would have to be Mellingus by Octobridge. Which, if you don't know what that is, what theme song that is, it's Edge's theme. For what I hear, I'm not sure because I don't watch WWE anymore. I haven't watched it since the Royal Rumble of 2022. Not for what I understand, he has a new theme song. And it's not, and if he did, it's not the current one. It's the one that he had beforehand. Least favorite theme song. Now, least favorite. I'm gonna have to think that over while I'm taking a drink. I would say that my least favorite would probably be the Ring Master. If you don't know what the Ring Master is, the next question I'll just go ahead is the second or the not the next question, but the next question after that is the least favorite gimmick. The Ringmaster is the answer for that too. The Ringmaster, if you didn't know, is Stone Cold Steve Austin's persona or character that he had when he first came in with the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, in the WWF after leaving ECW. Now, getting to my favorite gimmick. Now, my favorite gimmick would probably be I'm assuming that they mean gimmick when I'm just want to let you know when I'm assuming what they mean by gimmick is the character, not gimmick matches. Excuse me. Because gimmick characters is different than gimmick matches. Gimmick matches is basically the stipulation matches like Hell in Cell, ladder matches, TLC, so on. The gimmick characters is basically the characters, what they're at the way the person's acting. But I'm assuming that they mean by they mean character. My least favorite gimmick would have to be Doink the Clown. Or not. No. I'm thinking of the worst. Which Doink the Clown and Duke the Dumpster Drosy would have to rank up there. But my favorite don't really have a favorite gimmick. Not on top of my head. There's going to be time I think of one is going to be a extra long video, and I don't want to have to suffer you through like a 2-hour, 3-hour video for where most of it is basically me thinking. But let's get into the next question: best entrant, and they have it in parentheses either their their usual entrance or a special one like a Wrestlemania entrance. Well, my best, my bet, or I think what they mean by best, I think they mean your favorite, your favorite uh, uh, entrance, which for me would have to be trying to look for would have to be from WrestleMania 17, and it's the Undertaker's. Where he just running down the ramp full throttle like you would, or running down on his motorcycle full throttle like you would down on the road. Let me take a drink right quick. And go back, before I go further, normally I would be sitting in a yard chair, but you probably notice I'm just standing now. That's because I've been wanting to stand instead of had to sit to do these videos, to give them a type of unique vibe that a lot of people, not a lot of people on YouTube is doing. There's not that many people that you can probably find on YouTube that's actually standing instead of sitting, especially in the YWC, the YouTube wrestling community. Now, it's the next question is best Undertaker WrestleMania match. Now, you could say his best WrestleMania matches could be either match with Shawn Michaels at either WrestleMania 25 or 26. You could say one of the 3 Undertaker or Triple H matches that he had. Yes, he had competed against Triple H at 3 different WrestleManias. WrestleMania 17, 27, and 28. You could say against Edge at 24. You could say a lot of these matches. But me personally, I would have to say my favorite Undertaker match at WrestleMania would have to be Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25. Because I think 25 was just way better than 26. I think Shawn Michaels was right. He should have retired after the match at 25. Not 26, 25. Most overrated. Now, what do you mean by most overrated? That's why I want to know. What do they mean by most overrated? Because most overrated could mean most overrated match, most overrated gimmick, most overrated wrestler, most overrated merchandise. Multiple things, right? Which I go over. And the same thing for most underrated in the next question. But I'm gonna I'll go over all 4. I just said the most overrated character. Well, I would actually probably be I'll just go current too. I'll go current of all time. And I'm just going to go most overrated, or it's the same thing with it could be almost it could be talking about a promotion. I'll start with promotion first. Most overrated promotion, in my opinion, is WWE. Because I don't understand why WWE hasn't all these viewers, in my opinion. They're overrated. WWE's overrated nowadays by a lot of fans. I ain't saying all fans, I said by a lot of fans. Now, Wrestling Rampage would disagree with that. They would most likely say, and 99%, I'll give it 99%. They most likely would say All Elite Wrestling. Not in my opinion. But most overrated character, I would have to probably say I'm not sure. I'm just going really for these overrated, underrated. I'm just going to skip these from now on. So, but you can you leaving down in your the conversation down below. Who do you think is most for promotion? For the promotions, characters, wrestlers, matches, stipulation types, what have you. Leave your opinion for the most overrated and the most underrated. And the next question: have you been to an event? If so, which one? I have been to an event, a wrestling event. Been for a few. Now, this is before I even quit watching WWE in January 2022, which was the Royal Rumble. The first wrestling event I went to, I'm gonna I'll probably list the dates as well. The first one was April 27th, 2014. It was at the Ford Center in Evansville, Indiana. The second one happened on May 12th, 2015. It was a SmackDown taping, which aired 2 days later. Now the next year, the next one I went to, the next year in 2016, I went to a total of 3 different events, which was a record because previously I only went one per year. But the first one was the first one was a WWE live event. Forgot to mention that one. But the third one was and May 12th was also at the Ford Center. The next one was on February 28th, 2016, and was at the Ford Center in Evansville, Indiana. And it was a WWE live event. And I met earlier in the day. I met at the time. His name at the time was Dean Ambrose, which is now known as Jon Moxley in AEW. Next one was June 2nd, 2016, and it was a NXT live event. And this was way before NXT 2.0. And was at the not the Ford Center, but the Old National Events Plaza. And the last one for that year was a WWE live event at the Ford Center on September 17th, 2016. Now, I did not go to another event, a wrestling show, until probably a year later. I'm not sure the date on this one. It was an independent show that was happened at the Gardens Park in Evansville, Indiana. And then I didn't go to a WWE event or any major wrestling promotion until June 19th, of 2017. Uh, and that uh, and then and that was at a live Raw. That was the last show I ever been to live. Which I'm kind of hoping that I win. Which this is one thing I forgot to mention in the All Elite crate, or the not or the All Elite, or the All Elite crate unboxing video I made. That one lucky subscriber gets 2 front row tickets to Eating Dynamite that they're choosing, which I'm really hoping someday I get to win that. Let me take a drink real quick, then I'll move on to the next question. Who has the best merch? In my opinion, well, it depends on what they mean by who has the best merch. Who you could be talking about a group. You could be by a single wrestler. You could be talking about promotion. Now you have to say that WWE has the better or the mass quality of or quantity of promotion of merchandise compared to AEW. But in my opinion, the best merch probably would have to go with the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Just look at the mask, let alone this deluxe mask, or the gloves, or the lantern. The Fiend has the best merch of all time, in my opinion. Now do you next question? Do you own any merch? Do I really have to answer that? Shirt, lantern, gloves, mask behind me. There's even a standee that's on the side of the light I was talking about. Best and worst. Alright, the next 2 questions is best and worst nickname. I'm just going to combine the question into one. The best, in my opinion, is the King of Hearts. That goes to and that belongs to Owen Hart. Now, for the worst, I would say the Doctor of Thugonomics. And that belongs to John Cena when he was doing the rapping. So, like I said earlier, some of the questions I'm just gonna move on from, not have to explain. Best mic skills. Best mic skills of all time? Easy. The most electrifying man of all time, The Rock. Who else would I would say that has the best mic skills? most annoying. Uh, Ooh. I should review some of these questions before I start filming this, but I didn't. I didn't think I would have to. Trying to think of someone. It has to be someone on AW. It shouldn't take take me that long to get to the roster on their website, which is allelitewrestling.com. And I'm going through their roster now to be able to tell who is the most annoying. Okay, I found it. To me, the most annoying would have to be Luchasaurus. Yeah, because he thinks he's a damn freaking dinosaur. Most attractive female, I would have to say Priscilla Kelly, which is also known as Gigi Dolan in NXT 2.0. Now, if I had to say someone from AEW, probably Dr. Britt Baker. Favorite faction. Now, if you're talking about favorite faction of all time, for me, it would have to be the NWO. Worst faction, I would say the Jericho Appreciation Society right now. And that's of all time. Second one, I would probably have to say the BWO. Now, that might change, from at least in my opinion, might change within time after I see more of the Jericho Appreciation Society. But right now, I would have to say the JAS. Best ring gear. I'm not sure exactly who would have the. A lot of people might go with the most flashy ring gear. A lot of people might go with the most stellar ring gear. But I think I'm partial here when I say pair of black boots, pair of black elbow pads, a pair of black knee pads, pair of black trunks. Stone Cold Steve Austin. What do you think is who do you think is the nicest in real life? I'm partial here because I met him once, and that's Mick Foley. Because I don't think there is a person on that has met him that would disagree with that. There's not that many people that would say that. And if you had a bad experience with Mick Foley, you just caught him on the wrong day. I'm sorry to tell you, you just caught him on the wrong day. Because he's 99.9% of the time, he will be the nicest person that you can meet. That the second person would have to be Jerry Lawler, because I have met him twice, and he was the nicest both times to me. Next question. Who is the rudest in real life? It all depends. It all depends on who, on the day. In my opinion, when I look at it, you could say like MJF, and that's what Jacob Freeman, but he's just staying in character. He's just being a prick, which I would love to meet MJF myself. Favorite heel? If you're talking about of all time, Owen Hart. Because Owen Hart was, through the majority of his career, he was a heel. Now, if you're talking about currently, it's MJF. Most hardcore. You could say it's Terry Funk. You could say it's Mick Foley. You couldn't go wrong. But I would say Terry Funk. It's just, it's slightly more hardcore, but if you want to say who's known more for hardcore, it's Mick Foley. But going back to favorite heel, but the thing that they didn't ask is favorite face. Which you could say Edge as well. It could remind me for half of his career, he was face. For a little over half of his career, he was a face. A wrestler that I could beat, well, James Ellsworth, obviously. Best storyline. And that'll be a tough one. I can tell you one of the worst ones would have to be the Katie Vick. The best one, at least in recent memory, would have to be MJF and CM Punk. If not, and if I would say something else besides that, it would probably be Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels leading up to WrestleMania 24. Biggest, and the worst, they didn't even ask on that one either. For the worst storyline. Biggest missed opportunity for a storyline. I would have to say I'm not for sure on this one. Before I go on to the next set of questions, I want to take you a drink. Which wrestler should turn heel? Now, because the way this question is stated, you have to go by current. You can't go by past. Now, if it was stated which wrestler should have turned heel, that would be the question different. But this question is phrased: which wrestler should turn heel? I would probably have to say Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley should turn heel. But we have not seen. Yes, we've seen Jon Moxley turn heel as Dean Ambrose in WWE, but we have not seen him, the Jon Moxley character in AEW, turn heel. Which wrestler should turn face? Dr. Britt Baker was. She was face for a while, but I think knowing that through about 75% of her AEW career she was heel, I think it's about time she turns face. Who would be the worst in the room? I don't know what they mean by that question, so I'm not answering it. And the next question, who would be the best I misread the questions. Who would be the worst to room with? Probably MJF. Who would be the best to room with? Probably MJF for me. At least for me, would be. I would love a room with MJF. Who would your job be, or what would your job be in a wrestling promotion? Probably, if I was a on-screen personality, a authority figure, and perhaps also a booker behind the scenes. Because I have a wrestling mind to be able to book wrestling. Favorite wrestling podcast / YouTube channel? Now, YouTube channel, probably Wrestling Rampage. But if I say best podcast, I'll probably say, obviously, and I would suggest you go check it out. The PWZ, the Pro Wrestling Zone podcast. And I will be leaving a link to that both channels down in the description down below. So go check them out. Favorite finisher? Probably the Crippler Crossface. Least favorite finisher? Probably the Canadian Destroyer by now, because it was originally used as a finisher and now everybody's just using it. Favorite match? My favorite match of all time was, like I said on the channel before, it's which is on both of these DVDs right here. It's Bret Hart versus Owen Hart from WrestleMania, the opening match from WrestleMania 10. Favorite pay-per-view? Favorite pay-per-view? Now, if you're, I'm assuming of all time here, I would have to go with WrestleMania 18. Guilty pleasure, WrestleMania 18. Favorite submission, the Crippler Crossface. Most entertaining to watch, I would say Owen Hart for me. Best spot, I'm not for sure without actually having to get into a deep dive into the thought process. Yeah, and the last question here, who do you most respect? Obviously, there can only be one man that deserves the most respect. Or, there's two men that you probably can give the most respect. And that's the Nature Boy Ric Flair and the Undertaker. But if I had only seen one, it'll be the Undertaker. I don't think anyone, I think Undertaker's the number one person that has the most respect. But let me take a drink right quick. But thanks for watching this long ass video. Give it a bit. If you like this video, give it a big old thumbs up. If you want to be here and give me a big old thumbs down, I don't give a shit. I really don't. But you can add me on Facebook as long as you're not going to be sending me any pornographic links or anything. Donnie Langston. And you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Donnie Langston 5. That's at Donnie Langston 5. You can also, to make it easier on yourself, you can go to my main YouTube channel, and there will be links up with the banner for my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and you can click them and it'll go straight to that page. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.